When she said those words, it felt as though time stopped for a moment. The room fell silent, and all I could hear was the slow rhythm of my own heartbeat. We were sitting across from each other at our favorite cafe, the same place where we had shared countless laughs, arguments, and dreams. But this time there was a strange distance in her eyes, a kind of quiet honesty that hurt more than any lie ever could. She looked at me gently and said she wasn't ready to commit, that she wanted to explore other options. At first, I didn't know how to respond. Part of me wanted to argue, to convince her that what we had was worth fighting for. But another part of me, the part that loved her the most, knew that love isn't about trapping someone, it's about letting them choose you freely. I forced a small smile and nodded, pretending to understand. Inside, though, everything felt heavy and uncertain. It's strange how someone's voice can sound so familiar, and yet feel so distant at the same time. The next few days were harder than I expected. I kept replaying our conversations in my head, searching for signs I might have missed. Maybe she had been pulling away for weeks and I was too blind to see it. Maybe her late replies, her fading enthusiasm, and her distracted tone were small hints leading up to this moment. I wanted to blame her, but I couldn't. People change. Feelings change. Sometimes love isn't enough to keep two people walking in the same direction. I tried to keep myself busy, meeting friends, working late, pretending that life hadn't taken a turn. But every quiet moment reminded me of her absence. The little things hurt the most. Her laughter echoing in my mind. The smell of her perfume on my jacket. The memory of her voice saying my name. I realized then that heartbreak doesn't come all at once. It seeps in slowly, finding you in the most ordinary moments. Weeks passed, and I started to accept that maybe this was how it was supposed to be. She needed space to understand what she truly wanted. And maybe I needed time to understand myself without her. I stopped checking her social media, stopped waiting for a text that would never come. Healing isn't about forgetting someone. It's about learning to live with the memories without letting them control you. One evening, I went back to that same cafe. The seat across from me was empty, but it didn't hurt as much as before. I ordered her favorite drink out of habit and smiled at the thought of her. Maybe she was out there discovering new things, meeting new people, figuring out her heart. And maybe someday when she's ready, or when I am, we'll meet again. Not as the same people we once were, but as two souls who once shared something real. For now, I'm learning to be at peace with the silence she left behind. Love isn't always about holding on. Sometimes it's about letting go with grace. And even though she chose to explore other options, I'll always be grateful that, for a while, she chose me.